Hey everyone, my name is Jonathan from Academy of Mine, and today I'm going to show you how to create instructor-led courses for your in-person training. Before we get started, there are two types of instructor-led courses that you need to know about. The first one is virtual, which uses webinar apps like Zoom and Microsoft Teams. And the second one is in-person instructor-led courses, which is what we're going to talk about today. So if you want to learn more about virtual ILT, I'll put some in on the screen right now. All right, so coming back to in-person instructor-led courses, these are important if your company hosts training in person and you want it to make it easier for people to purchase tickets and register for the training online. Creating instructor-led courses with Academy of Mine also helps your company manage training attendance, prepare attendees with training materials, and send email reminders to anyone enrolled in the course conveniently. And the best part is that if your company's also managing online courses and virtual ILT with Academy of Mine, you can manage all of this training under one roof. Okay, before you get impatient and leave, we're about to create our first in-person ILT, aka instructor-led training course right now. All right, so for in-person instructor-led training, the first thing you need to do is go under courses, and then scroll down under extra and click location. Now, you need to add the physical location that your class or classes are going to be held. And if you know in advance that you're going to have a bunch of different locations, then you have to repeat this process multiple times under create location. But even if you're just doing one location, click create location. And now let's fill this out. So the first box you want to fill out is the location name. This could be a building name, or some location name that folks are going to remember. So for example, if you were doing the Kennedy Center or it's a specific rec center, you could enter your location name. For this location, we're just going to name it Philly Center City, and then we're going to enter the address. Now I'm totally making this address up, so don't show up to this training because this address doesn't exist. Now the city, of course, that's Philadelphia, and under country, we're just gonna go United States, of course. Boom, put a zip code. And then of course you actually have the option to put a map URL if that is helpful as well. And make sure to click submit after all that's done in the location. For now, since we have at least one location to choose from, let's create our instructor-led course. So without even leaving the location tab, the easiest way to do this in the sidebar navigation is under courses, click all courses, and then we're just going to go create course. We're going to switch this toggle from self-paced to instructor-led. Let's name this safety. Let's go food safety training September 2022. And then in the instructions will be shown to students while taking the course. So obviously putting a sentence or two here is definitely beneficial to, create that foundation. If the course is accredited, you can also add the number of credits this is worth here, and you can browse images and upload an image from your media library or upload an image that you download, create yada yada. This will be the essentially cover art for your course. Okay, so after you fill out the basic info, make sure you click save because our system currently doesn't let you create classes in your course until you click save. After you've saved this course, click step 2, classes. Now you should click add class, and let's start with a one-time class. So generally one-time classes would be used for a class that happens one day and then it's over. However, if you also wanted to do like a 3-day class on the weekend, meaning the class starts on Friday and goes through Saturday and then ends Sunday, then you would also want to use one-time classes for this. For this example, let's say we are creating a 3-day workshop that happens on the weekend. So we're going to stick with one-time class. And the first thing you need to do is choose a location. And we're going to choose the Philly location, which we created at the beginning of this video. Then we need to choose a start and end time. And the only thing worth noting with one-time classes that actually span over multiple days is the start and end time has to be the same each day. That's just how it works in our system. This may change for the future, but for now, just understand if you're doing a class that starts on Friday and end Sunday, as an example like this, there's no way that you can have your start time and end time be different each day. So with that being said, let's create the start date and start time. And since it starts on a Friday, we're going to make sure this is a Friday. And we're going to start it at this time. And then we're going to click the end date, which is a Sunday, and end it at a later time than when it started. All right, so now that we have the location and the start date and start time and end date and end time all scheduled, it's time to pick an instructor. Under the instructor menu, you can choose who's instructing this class. Next, you want to click Add Class. And then as you can see the course details here. You can see over here that it starts at 12 p.m. and ends at 5 p.m. And it goes Friday the 23rd, the 24th, which is Saturday, and the 25th, and ends that Sunday. You can see the location, and of course you can also edit this. And you want to come up here in the top of the window and click Publish to update the course. So right now the course is, as you can see, this big warning over here. It's not available in the course catalog, so your customers going to your website to try to purchase other courses, they won't be able to see this advertised currently. But after you click Publish, you will be able to manually enroll students into the course as is. Before going any further, let's go back to classes, add another class, and let's make this a one-time class as well. But instead of being 3 days, we're just going to make this 1 day. And let's use the same location and just at a later point than the first 3-day class. And let's also use a different instructor. All right, so now you can see that other class added the 1-day class that starts at 2 p.m. and ends at 6 p.m. in the same location with a different instructor. To finish off this course, let's go to step 3. For the purpose of this, let's add a certificate that everyone who completes the course successfully gets awarded with, and let's have this expire after 8 months. And if you didn't want it to ever expire, you could just leave it blank, but we're going to do 8 months with a 15-day grace period. And we're not going to use badges or points, but if you did want to use some gamification, you could assign badges or assign a badge or use points here as well. And then we're going to click Update. So now this course is pretty much good to go, other than being added in the course catalog, which makes it visible on your store for self-enrollment. And I almost forgot to mention this before, but if you go under settings in general in your platform, the time zone that your platform is using is the time zone that your instructor-led courses are going to use as well. Now, to add this course to your course catalog so that customers can purchase it on your website and register, you have to go to eCommerce and Products, the same way that you would be doing this for a virtual ILT course or for a self-paced course. And then once you're in here, you click Add Product. And the only difference is under Content Access, the type is going to be instructor-led instead of self-paced course. And then you can type in the title of the course that we just entered and fill in the rest of your details and click Save Product. And after you save the product, when you come onto your course catalog, you can see, for example, here are the self-paced courses we already had loaded up that are self-paced online courses. And then you can see the in-person instructor-led course that we just created is here. You can select the location, and once you select the location, you can choose between these dates. Of course, this is a 3-day class, and this is the 1-day class. You can add that to cart, purchase it, yada, yada. This is what your students are seeing when they come to your website to purchase courses. However, there's a bunch of different ways you could categorize and distinguish between instructor-led training and self-paced training and just customize your landing page here. This is an example of a customer of ours who recently did this. You can see their self-paced courses. They used a nice text module here. And then, of course, their instructor-led courses, which location, all of these are in-person instructor-led like we're showing you. Just an example of some things you can do. All right, so we basically covered everything that has to do with creating an in-person instructor-led course, but the one thing we didn't cover was how to create classes that are reoccurring versus one-time. So if we go back here on in the admin dashboard and come to edit this same course that we created, the food safety training, let's go ahead and add a class, and we're going to go into reoccurrence. For this example, let's actually use a different location. Now, do note that this is a feature we built recently, so some of this stuff could change, but if you're watching this right now, most likely all of this is exactly the same. So choose your instructor. We're going to go with the same instructor, just a different location. Now, we're going to make this a one-day class, meaning the class is one day. It's not like a 3-day class that reoccurs every weekend or every month. So it's a one-day class, and we're going to choose the start date, and we're actually going to go October. We're going to go October 12th, and we're going to have this start at 5:30 p.m., and then we're going to have it end at 7:30 p.m., and then we're going to make it reoccurring for 2 months, right? So we're going to have it reoccur for 2 months, and it reoccurs every 2 months, sorry. So basically, 2 months from October 12th at 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., which is the first class, there'll be another class. And then we can also choose when we want this to end. So I can put December. And when you add the class, what's important to know about this is it's going to create each individual class. So for instance, October 12th so it was a one-day class, but we have it reoccurring. So 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on October 12th. And then because I said for the class to stop reoccurring in December, the last actual class is December 12th. Of course, the exact same time, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And then you can see the location and the instructor. One thing that's important to note about reoccurring classes is it's more of an admin thing where this could help you create reoccurring classes. Like it automates the process of being able to, let's say, create this one-day course that reoccurs every 2 months for a year or 2 years. It allows you to create all those classes very quickly, but it's more of an admin and managerial thing than a like a helpful user experience for students. Because as you can see on the course catalog, if I click the class we just created, the reoccurring one under Bozeman, you can see it's not like a reoccurring, like you're not scheduling for a 2-month class. You would still select the date. So the initial October 12th class. And for instance, if I was required to take a certain number of hours, or I needed to take both of these, you would have to add this to the cart and then add this one to the cart as well. So just something to keep in mind for reoccurring classes. But for the purpose of this video, I've covered everything that has to do with creating instructor-led courses in person with Academy of Mine. So I'm going to end it at that. As we update the feature, I will create more videos. And if there's any questions you have about this, I'll put a link to our documentation, which is constantly being updated by our superwoman customer success on the team, Kat. She's awesome. So definitely check out the documentation, because that might be updated before this is updated and I make new videos. But definitely, if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at any time. Send a support ticket, or just leave a comment in this video if you have a question about how something works, or you're confused, and I'll be happy to create a new video or point you in direction of help. So thank you so much. As always, I really appreciate you, and we'll see you soon. Definitely reach out if you need help with our platform or haven't used Academy of Mine yet but are considering it, because we'd love to help you out. All right, see ya.